Bad Bunny, keep his ass. Where's Bad Bunny from?
He's from Puerto Rico.
Keep his ass in Puerto Rico. You don't want to. If you don't like the U.S., keep his ass over there. What the hell is Bad Bunny sing? I would know one.
I don't know any songs myself.
I don't know one of Bad Bunny's songs, but if Bad Bunny don't like the United States, keep his ass where he at. Don't come over here singing. I'm not surprised the NFL will do something like this.
I love how these ignorant folks show off their asses on camera. It just lets me know how full of shit they are and how happy I am not to be in their company. Let's find Puerto Rico on the map, shall we?
There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Ah, you call that a joke? Because I don't find that funny at all. I call it racist. Funny, I haven't seen or heard much from that clown since. Before Europeans arrived, Puerto Rico was inhabited by the Taíno people, an indigenous Caribbean society with complex social organization, farming systems, and spiritual traditions closely tied to nature. They lived in organized villages led by caciques, chiefs, cultivated crops such as cassava, yuca, corn, and sweet potatoes, and relied on fishing and trade across the Caribbean. The Taíno called the island Borican, a name that survives today in Puerto Rican cultural identity through the term Boricua. Their language, foods, and customs left a lasting imprint on the island, even after their population was dramatically reduced following European contact due to disease, forced labor, and violence. In 1493, Christopher Columbus claimed Puerto Rico for Spain, beginning more than 400 years of Spanish colonial rule. Spain renamed the island San Juan Bautista and used it primarily as a strategic military outpost rather than a major economic center. The near destruction of the Taíno population led Spain to import enslaved Africans, forming the foundation of Puerto Rico's Afro-Puerto Rican heritage. By the 1800s, local movements for reform and autonomy emerged, and Spain briefly granted limited self-government in 1897. This ended quickly after the Spanish-American War in 1898, when the United States invaded Puerto Rico and Spain ceded it under the Treaty of Paris. As a U.S. territory, Puerto Rico was governed by appointed officials under laws like the Foraker Act, 1900, while the Supreme Court's insular cases established that the island belongs to but is not fully part of the U.S. Constitution. Puerto Ricans were classified as U.S. nationals until 1917, when Congress passed the Jones-Shafroth Act, granting U.S. citizenship by statute, not by constitutional right or popular vote, while also reorganizing the local government, creating a Bill of Rights, and making Puerto Ricans eligible for the military draft during World War I. So you see, Puerto Rico is an American territory. Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, aka Bad Bunny, is from Puerto Rico. Therefore, he's an American citizen. Bad Bunny became a global superstar by blending irresistible, genre-defying music with cultural authenticity and record-breaking reach. He's been named Spotify's most streamed artist worldwide multiple times, amassed hundreds of millions of streams and dozens of Billboard hits, and has set records for Spanish-language artists on charts traditionally dominated by English-language music. His albums, like Un Verano Sin Ti and Debí Tirar Más Fotos, have topped global charts, won historic Grammy Awards, including the first ever for a Spanish-language album of the year, and propelled sold-out tours around the world. Beyond the numbers, Bad Bunny's unapologetic embrace of his Puerto Rican identity, social commentary, and influence on fashion and culture have helped him connect with diverse audiences, making him not just a musical icon, but a cultural force who reshaped global pop music without abandoning his roots. To date, Bad Bunny has sold over 123 million records. The beef between Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny and Donald Trump has its roots not in a personal feud, but in Bad Bunny's long-standing political criticisms of Trump's policies and leadership, especially regarding how the U.S. handled Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria in 2017. Bad Bunny and many Puerto Ricans were deeply offended by what they saw as a slow, insufficient federal response to the devastating storm that killed nearly 3,000 people, and by Trump's controversial gestures, like tossing paper towels to crowds during a relief visit which critics called insensitive and emblematic of a broader mishandling and delay of aid. That early criticism helped shape Bad Bunny's public stance against Trump, which has continued through his outspoken opposition to Trump-era immigration enforcement, including ICE raids, and his broader advocacy for immigrant rights and Puerto Rican dignity, drawing political backlash and commentary from Trump and his supporters. So it's no brainer that Trump doesn't like Bad Bunny. But then again, Trump never liked anyone who doesn't kiss his ass.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out.
2015 Katy Perry, 118.5 million viewers. 2016 Coldplay, Beyoncé, Bruno Mars, 115.5 million viewers. 2017 Lady Gaga, 117.5 million viewers. 2018 Justin Timberlake, 106.6 million viewers. 2019 Maroon 5, 98.2 million viewers. 2020 Shakira. Jennifer Lopez, 103 million viewers. 2021. The Weeknd, 96.7 million viewers. 2022. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, 112 million viewers. 2023. Rihanna, 121 million viewers. 2024. Usher, 123.4 million viewers. 2025. Kendrick Lamar, 133.5 million viewers. Republicans love to listen to country music, but the NFL tends to pick pop, hip-hop, R&B, and globally popular artists for the Super Bowl halftime show because those performers typically draw the largest worldwide and multi-demographic audiences, generate huge streaming and social media buzz, and translate well into a high-energy, visually spectacular 12 to 14-minute set that keeps viewers tuned in during a game's biggest commercial moment. Country artists do sometimes appear in NFL music moments, like singing the national anthem or playing pregame events, but they haven't headlined the halftime show in decades, largely because the league looks for artists whose work is instantly recognizable and broadly popular across age groups and global markets. The last country Super Bowl halftime act was Shania Twain in 2003. But many country fans don't consider her a primary country artist because she combines pop in her music. Over the years, Republicans complained about every halftime performance act, especially if the celebrity is, let's keep it real, a person of color. And God forbid, if that performer is political, voicing his or her beliefs over recent political injustice in the U.S., these MAGA conservatives lose their freaking heads. So, what is it about Bad Bunny that became the tipping point for these MAGA conservatives to start their own halftime time at Turning Point USA? What's the uproar this time? Bear in mind, we had past Super Bowl halftime performers that are not from the United States. But I bet when Cinco de Mayo comes, you want to put on sombreros, eat Mexican food, and try to speak whatever Spanish is in your vocabulary. Got it. So, as a rebuttal of Bad Bunny headlining the Super Bowl halftime show, Turning Point USA announced they would perform their own alternative halftime show, with Kid Rock headlining the event. Let's talk about Kid Rock for a moment. For much of the 2000s, Kid Rock made the Confederate battle flag a visible part of his stage shows and merchandise, a choice that drew sustained backlash because of the flag's deep associations with slavery and white supremacy. Critics argued that its use signaled sympathy toward racist ideology, while Kid Rock insisted it was meant as a cultural nod to Southern rock rather than an endorsement of hate. The controversy intensified in 2011 when the Detroit NAACP honored him, sparking protests from civil rights activists who said his history with Confederate imagery made the recognition inappropriate. Kid Rock has also fueled criticism through public comments, including profane attacks on Colin Kaepernick's protests and dismissing objections as woke liberal outrage, as well as reported instances in interviews and appearances where he allegedly used racial slurs. Separately, a racial discrimination lawsuit was filed by a black employee at his Detroit restaurant alleging unequal treatment and termination over wearing her hair natural. The case was settled. While these incidents are documented, there has been no legal finding or conviction declaring Kid Rock a racist under the law. Beyond race-related criticism, Kid Rock's public persona has long leaned into provocation, including repeated use of crude and offensive language. His career includes documented moments where he used homophobic slurs during performances, most notably a 2021 incident in which he shouted a derogatory anti-LGBTQ+ slur at audience members who were filming him. He has also drawn headlines for intoxicated tirades aimed at public figures, reinforcing a reputation for belligerent, attention-grabbing behavior. More recently, renewed scrutiny has focused on lyrics from his 1997 song Cool Daddy Cool, which resurfaced in early 2026 and include lines referencing liking girls underage and dismissing statutory rape laws. The lyrics read, young ladies, I like 'em underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory." Look, it's a free country. Watch whatever you want to watch, but I know who I am watching come Super Bowl Sunday for the halftime show.
As possible.
And it ain't someone who has a past of racism, homophobia, and pedophile lyrics. That's fine. Hate looks so ugly on you.